much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you, and we're excited about this new show that you
Thanks.
have going on.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to open up the floor. We're here at Crossroads Art Center, and the show opens this Friday at 6 to 9 p.m. So how did this exhibition come about?
Each year, this time in May, I use this space to mount an exhibit of my latest work, that I've done over the previous 11 months that I think are particularly strong. In all of my shows, including this one, you'll see a big emphasis on the human figure.
Sure.
In particular, narrative paintings. We've got a couple of examples right here where our subjects are engaged in something, and perhaps a story could be read into it. But also in this show, I have some very recent landscapes, some local scenes, some foreign scenes based on some traveling that I've done.
Nice.
These paintings in particular, it's almost like I feel like a director in a film where I try to stage the scene. Not only would you see that in these, but I have some other figure paintings around the room, and whether the figure is at a table holding an object, there's staging, there's lighting, there's direction that goes on with trying to get the model to maybe fulfill a particular mood that I'm after in the painting.
Well, I really love this piece. When you were talking about really directing and constructing a scene, I think the color that you just have playing throughout this whole scene, it seems very staged, but it's also just a beautiful thing, accentuating what you see, but there's also, it is something that you might see in a movie still.
I really appreciate you saying accentuating what I was seeing, because a lot of times people will think that a painter is perhaps arbitrarily changing things that are in nature. And the model, this is his parents' sun porch. The mother tastefully decorated this with these great colors.
Oh, wow.
And the day that I showed up to plan this scene out, the young man had this yellow shirt on that I just thought was great with kind of the dappled sunlight that was outside. So I really just lucked into a good combination of colors. And I feel like, it's my job to convey the truth of what I'm seeing. So in this circumstance, I really didn't have to do anything but just play with different poses, because everything color-wise I thought was very appealing.
Exactly. Well, now we're here with some of your landscapes. And I would love to hear what your process is and how you decide what you're going to paint, and how do you choose what's something that you want to spend the amount of time on.
Because I'm primarily a figure painter, I put most of my energy into my portraits, my figure paintings, but I do love painting landscapes. I try to just let them come to me naturally. And this was quite easy for me because this is the parking lot behind my studio. And the painting developed because one morning I pulled into the studio last summer. There was some construction going on, and this garage was actually being built, and there were some workmen around it. I'm always attracted to lighting first. And it was morning, there was this really wonderful backlighting. And with the activity with the figures, particularly when they were up on the roof, they were getting caught by that really brilliant morning sky, creating just a really nice silhouette when they were up there. I let the idea kind of stew for a while, and then I thought about how I could incorporate the figures in an interesting way.
So we're here talking about one more painting, and this is exuding more about your travels. And this is talking about Marrakesh. So do you want to explain that a little bit more to us?
Sure. This is from a trip that my partner and I took in 2009. We visited Tangier and Marrakesh in Morocco over the course of about 2 weeks. And I did some painting on location there. But the marketplace in Marrakesh was this lively, just energetic, exciting scene with all kinds of activity, the merchants, the people who live in the city. It was very exotic. And this scene was created just this past spring.
Wow.
And so it was really the perhaps the latest addition to the show. It may still be wet a little bit, but like I described with the local landscapes, I'm very attracted to lighting. Going back to that, that sort of film connection. I've heard a lot of filmmakers talk about how backlighting is perhaps one of their favorite ways to light scenes. And you think about how you know, it makes a silhouette stand out, for example. And, you know, like for, you know, speaking of which, you know, the two female figures here in the front, or in the center rather, you know, the fact that they, you know, this wonderful, albeit hazy light was hitting the back of them, and the highlights around them just, you know, really popped. Highlights, you know, just hitting the pavement, you know, or on the umbrellas at the stalls. And of course you've got this mosque, you know, looming over the entire scene, and the fact that it's lit from behind gives it sort of this enigmatic, you know, mysterious kind of quality, and you know, it all added up to something that you know, I definitely knew when I was seeing it I wanted to paint.
The way you have really manipulated texture of how things appear, like you can almost see the fog. It almost gives you this experience of you're tangibly transporting yourself there. So I just think this is just a wonderful way for people to travel while just staying in Richmond.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, David, for talking with us today. We're very excited to have the official opening on Friday, May 18th.
Yes.
So Friday, May 18th from 6 to 9 p.m.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.